What's good, YouTube world? It's Jay Coffee Talk back with some more hip hop news, and a big shout out to Hip Hop Classics Daily. I saw last night or early this morning, whatever you want to call it, that he broke the story that Azizz of the legendary Outsidaz was taking some shots at Eminem, reaching out to Lord Jamar, saying he's got some destruction, some dirt on M is the way most people are taking that. In my opinion, I believe that's what most people are taking from this, that he has some kind of dirt on M. Saying that if Eminem doesn't retire there's a countdown, there's an amount of days, it's over for him. And what was actually surprising to me is in the comments, there's a lot of Eminem fans that they don't know who the Outsidaz are.
What's up? It's Young Z from the Outsidaz. Come check out my crib. Let me let y'all know about my crib, the Outhouse. Step up, step up. Y'all at the main part of my mansion. This right here, though, this ain't finished. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we shouldn't go up there. Every rapper in their crib and their mansion gotta have some high-tech security. So I ain't want people to try to sneak in my little personal palace. But I let y'all in. Come on, in the zone. I got a king-size bed. My bed's so big that they had to cut half of it and put it on top. Check out my entertainment center. You know what I'm saying? I got my new high-tech VCR. I don't use that DVD mess. That's for the other people. Yo, let me out. Pace one. Get up, get up, get up. Yo, Eminem used to sleep right here on the floor. I used to have to step over him when I went to the bathroom. Y'all, my business empire, what I'm building from the ground up. Welcome to Outrageous Flavors. Ice cream? If you can't choose what you want, we got Rodiga Imperial Chocolate, the Eminem Vanilla No Ice, the Angie Martinez, Butter Pecan Rican, Outsidaz Chocolate Chip You Up. And we
So I don't know if you guys remember that from back. That was back in 2000. The Outsidaz, the legendary Outhouse, where they all got together, did music. It was pretty funny, though. He was doing a mock version of MTV Cribs. Way back during this time, I was always a very, very big fan of Redman since the Muddy Waters album, in 96. And, through Redman, I became familiar with the Outsidaz. And then on the Slim Shady LP, when Eminem started becoming popular. But if you guys all remember, Eminem was popular off the Slim Shady LP, but he didn't really seem to blow up, or maybe he did, I don't know. I just feel like when the second album came out, it went kind of more to a pop level. But the Slim Shady LP nonetheless had multiple shout outs to the Outsidaz, and it's just crazy. Like I was saying in the beginning of this video, a lot of these Eminem fans are in the comments telling this dude, you don't know Eminem, you're a nobody, etc. And it's you don't know who the Outsidaz are? These dudes really rocked with Eminem. They were very close.
But there's a member of the Outsidaz that you didn't mention, a little known MC by the name of Eminem.
Ah! Well, see, Eminem, true. Eminem is, I guess, considered, a later generation outsider. He was there initially, but I always looked at him as a distant cousin because he wasn't,
in Jersey.
He wasn't in Jersey with us, but he definitely, he definitely was there and present. How could I forget Eminem? Picture this house with a bunch of rappers in it. This is called the Outhouse. So I guess when Eminem would come to New York, because everybody had to break ground in New York if you were going to be anything in rap. So I guess when he came to the East Coast, he would come stay at the Outhouse. Now, to my understanding, Pace and Bizarre from D12 were friends first. And they ended up doing some music together. And I think through that relation, Pace ended up meeting Eminem. And then Eminem, I guess when Bizarre came to Jersey, he brought Eminem with him.
So you hear Rod Digger talking back about Eminem being a member of the Outsidaz. I guess, you know, it's a huge collective or group, you know. So if you read up on the history of them, there's like disputes over if certain people were members or just affiliates. But nonetheless, Eminem, you know, like a pre-fame Eminem, hungry to get in the rap game back in those days where there was no Instagram, was no social media. You know, you heard her, he had to go out to New York to try to break ground in the rap game, and ended up getting linked up through Bizarre of D12 with the Outsidaz out there in Jersey. She named Pace One specifically, who, you know, based on the collaborations, like if you go digging through those YouTube crates, those old records that are out there, you know, Eminem has some collaborations with Pace One, and I would have thought that would have been the dude out of the Outsidaz that he was most closest with or had a best relationship. But some years later, not that long back, Pace One actually dropped some Eminem disses, and so did some other members of the Outsidaz. And to be honest, I don't fully understand what exactly happened with the Outsidaz, where it went bad between Eminem and the Outsidaz. You know, as we saw with D12, they all kind of made a pact that if they blew up, you know, one would come back for the rest of the artists in D12. And Eminem did do that, but he didn't get around to it until his second album. If you remember the Under the Influence song on the Marshall Mathers LP, M came back for D12. And, you know, their relationship, I'm not going to act like any of us know exactly what happened with D12, but they dropped 2 albums, and, you know, they all seem to be on good terms, but the group is considered to be disbanded. And I don't know, there was little things that happened that I'm not going to go all into and over, that seemed like at certain points in time there was I don't want to call it beef going on with D12, but they couldn't get together in the studio enough. I don't know what it was, you know, but there was times where it seemed like there was some tension. And I don't know, I mean, we know Eminem, I criticize Shady Records a lot of the times for the artists, that there's some artists that just kind of sat on the label and their projects never came out, or the artists asked for their release. And I don't know, it seems like sometimes Eminem just kind of has too much going on, and I don't know if he just has so many acts on the label he can't get to, you know, mapping all the priorities out. I don't know. I'm just freestyling here, but I don't know what exactly happened with the Outsidaz. You know what I mean? Like I said, he came back and got D12, and at some point they split up. And there's a story, because like I said, this all kind of goes back to this pre-internet era. And, you know, that Slim Shady LP had Outsidaz shout outs all over it, Outsidaz, and we suing the courts because, you know, we dope as fuck and only get it 2 in the source, which is kind of crazy. He was kind of going at the source even back then. And then, you know, back then there were mixtapes. And when I'm saying mixtapes, I mean like literally dubbed cassette tapes going around with Eminem and Outsidaz tracks on them that you could find if you had one of those friends who was like a super hip-hop head that had the van that he would smoke blunts in, and the thing full of cassette tapes, kind of like what Eminem just showed on his recent interview, all those tapes that he has. You could find some exclusive Eminem Outsidaz collabs. But there was a story that was circulate around among hip-hop fans that Eminem tried to sign some of the Outsidaz, or not all of them, or something like that. So I don't know. Like, hit the comments, any hip hop heads out there, just fans of hip hop that know, you know, where it went bad between M and the Outsidaz, in your opinion. But nonetheless, they dropped a couple Eminem disses, and then here we are now with Azizz getting on the gram, putting these posts out, calling out Royce the 5'9", reaching out to Lord Jamar. Like, what do you guys all make of this? Do you think that he really has dirt on Eminem? You know, he definitely knows Eminem, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times I feel like, and this has nothing to do with this guy, but I just feel like in general, a lot of times when people give these dates, like if a deadline, like if this don't happen by this date, I'm putting this out or I'm doing this, it doesn't end up happening. Or when it does happen, it's like underwhelming and it's not what everyone thought it was going to be. But who knows? Maybe he really has some dirt on Eminem. I don't know. But these dudes were tight with Eminem. Some people are calling this a clout chase move. People are reacting in a lot of different ways. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about all this. To my knowledge, I don't think after Fame, though, there was ever any Eminem Outsidaz collabs. So once again, anyone, I remember Carcino, the Carcino for Life channel, he did a blog where he was all talking about Eminem and the Outsidaz. But hit the comments with your thoughts on all this, what you guys make of all this. And also, there's an interview. I didn't even dig to find the clip to share with you guys, but when Eminem or Vlad TV and Adam 22, I believe Vlad was on No Jumper. He was on No Jumper's platform maybe 6 or 8 months ago, before Vlad was in this controversial situation that he's in now. Vlad was still cool at Royce at that time, and he mentioned about reaching out to Royce the 5'9", that there was some stuff floating around through DMs being shopped to different platforms, and Vlad TV being one of those, that there was something bad that was not a good look for Eminem floating around. And maybe this could be what that is. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Hit the comments. Sub to the channel if you're new. Let's talk about this. If you're new and you've never been over here before, I just, you know, lay out my blogs on different topics just like this. Some of the topics are hip-hop, other music, current events, sports, all different kinds of stuff on this channel. So hit them comments. Let's talk. Make sure to subscribe. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.